I always thought I'm a minimalist, but as I learned from all the stuff I have at home, I'm far away from being a minimalist. But that's not a problem because we talk about the mini setup, and you don't have to be a minimalist to have the mini setup. What do I mean by that? We talk about the iPhone 13 mini and some other mini stuff. Stay tuned. If you don't know me yet, my name is Christoph. Subscribe to this channel. We talk about tech, creativity, and how technology is changing the way we work. And we do that for quite a while now, so we have some thoughts about all that stuff. Let's dive into it. So I told you in one of the last videos I was waiting for the iPhone mini 13, the iPhone 13 mini, that way around. And here it is. It's in rosé, or as MP says, in Germany we call it Lachs. And as you can see, I try to make up actually adding a new sweater to that because my best friend Valle, he's always watching the videos and then commenting on my sweaters on WhatsApp. So Valle, this is for you. Just here, huh? Color.
What color am I wearing? Can you see it? What color am I wearing?
Lachs. So we do it in the whole game. We talk about the iPhone 13 mini in rosé. We talk about the iPad mini also in rosé. And we talk about having a notebook mini in rosé. So you see, we play the game. Good. So the problem with the iPhone 12 mini was the battery. And the biggest feature of the iPhone mini is obviously it's mini. We could continue that with a dog because Yannick has a dog called Elmo. He's mini, kind of. Also like an iPhone.
Bist du quasi das iPhone Mini als Hund. Das findest du jetzt nicht so gut, ne? Aber Herrchen und Frauchen arbeiten an Akkuleistung.
But there was a battery problem, and this battery problem, they kind of solved it. I don't know exactly what they did to it. I think it's a combination of hardware, software update. But I can tell from how I used it this morning, heavily on the phone for at least 2 hours, and the battery is still more than 3/4 full. And with the 12, it was almost like below half of the battery, half of the phone. Other than that, the camera is a bit better. You have this option of doing cinematic videos with the artificial, how do you call it? Depth of field. Thank you, MP. The depth of field. Oh, he learned English from YouTube. And I don't use it too often. I use it as most of the people, like having a camera on the go, doing stuff with that. No matter what, I had large phones in the past. This thing is huge, so the Note 10 is huge. Even for me, I'm used to the Galaxy S10 Plus. To me, this now is a small phone. And if you take it in your hand, and Pete just said, well, that's a huge phone. This is too big, definitely. But the size of this phone is the biggest feature that is there. The speakers are better than the 12, so I use it quite often to be on the speaker and then on the phone, and it's very stable, very solid for that. I love the options to have a MagSafe battery. I show you how that looks like. Where is that? There is money on my MagSafe battery. It's always a good thing. With the MagSafe battery, you can magnetically put it on it and it's charging up to 90% now. You can also charge it on the induction field, and you can use like the MagSafe wallet. And what I love about the Mini is that it actually ends here on the side and you don't have to like have it on the back if you have another phone. So this is what I like about it. I try to make all the work on this device. What I need for that is speech to text a lot, using AirPods a lot, making phone calls in most of the times, but it's still okay for video conferences. If I want to type, let's say I have some time, want to write a message, brainstorm a text, I don't know, stuff like that. I tried now the iPad mini I had the 11-inch Pro with the Magic Keyboard, which is a nice combination, but it's heavy. It's really, really heavy and expensive. This isn't cheap either, but it's not as heavy, and in most of the cases I use it to consume media and like read something on a larger page, a document, or watch a video. I would say 70 to 80% of the videos I watch here still. But sometimes it's nicer to have a bit of a bigger screen or like dive into a video conference on a bit larger screen. And I grabbed my old combination of this Microsoft foldable keyboard, which has a very good key latency, I think, and this, what is it called? U-green stand. There are smaller stands as well. To like put it upright, which wasn't possible with the iPad Pro on the Magic keyboard, because this Magic floating keyboard was always sideways. So here you could read a document, let's say Google Docs, here I show you, upright, which makes perfect sense. This is working on a mobile briefing, and it's much easier to then like type and have it as a document instead of doing it like this, even if you have a larger iPad, because a document is usually this way. So if I write a chapter or a document and stuff like that, this is a good combination, and I still can grab it and use the pen on here as well. So together, these two are a good small combination. This is just a bit thick, but you can also store it away. And as I said, I don't use it that often, so most of the time I just leave the house with the phone and the notebook. So these are the two mini options I have. And I know this year everything is rosé and pink because I think people don't steal it if it's rosé. I don't know, like I always need a color. I change colors every year for the books, and I'm kind of running out of colors. So I remember which color was which year. And this is a combination of notes and learnings throughout the day. And I realized that writing stuff down does something to me when I write it down. And that's why I have this here, and then do the work with this. So this is my work setup when it comes to the Mini. And the good thing about this guy here is it usually does not run out of battery throughout the day. Just the pen, but of course. So this is the combination, that's what I work with. And yeah, any questions? What would be questions that you have? Warum? Yeah. Okay, that's a good question. MP's asking why, and because I used to have the large phones and the notes, and there are two reasons. Reason number one is, the good thing about the notes was I had everything on one device. I would make notes, I would have the camera, I would have the phone, and all that stuff in one large phone. But I realized that with the Apple device, and I said that a couple of times already, you can easily switch between the devices. This is to me a big feature of all the Apple devices. So having a phone call and taking that phone call to the iMac if you sit on it, or to one of the Mac Pros, or to the MacBook, or to the iPad, and switch back and forth. A big, big advantage. Also, knowing that the sync between the devices is much faster and more stable. So I'm not attached to this one device, but if I don't have the phone on me, I continue with the iPad, for example, because we have everything in the cloud. And again, the Apple devices switch back and forth, even the Apple Watch, which I don't have on today, but sometimes I just leave the house with the Apple Watch and then have my phone on me, and that's it. And another is having the small phone limits me. And the limitation, as I learned, brings new creative ideas. So having this phone on a vacation, and this was my only device I used on the vacation all the time, I came up with the thought, what if we do everything mobile only in a company? What would you need to change? How would you work together, as I said in one of the last videos? And this is the strategy that companies like N26, for example, have, like having a mobile first or mobile only bank, or companies where you can do your medical checks on the phone or stuff like that. So you kind of think more around the phone, but it's so small that it's not in the way all the time. Because what I also don't like is the other side, that these large screens distract a lot. And when I took out my Note, it was like this large thing. And I see that when people are like, let's say, having dinner together or stuff like that, and they sit together with the phone on the desk and the phone is distracting. So I think it's, yeah, much more the way I want to use a phone or be distracted or not distracted by a phone. Is that a good why?
It's a long way.
It's a long why, but you wanted a why.
It's okay.
How large is your phone?
iPhone 11 Pro.
But not the Max.
No, Max too large.
Yeah, Max is too large. Like Crocodile Dundee. This is not a knife.
That's a knife.
Is there something or this setup lacks of? Do you wish for more?
Yeah, what I wish, that's a good question. So, I know I don't like to use cases because I like the footprint of these things here. So if you wrap a case around it, it's already starting to get thicker.
And you have no case on your phone,
No.
so you're a risk taker.
Right. No. So you can think of it as risk taking, or when I got the phone, because I admire how thin this is.
Right.
I'd like technology
Yeah.
serving
Sleek.
me. Okay. So what I did when I got the phone, I said, let me do this with it. Okay.
Flip it around.
Yes. And I reminded myself, why do in the military cadets, why do they twirl their gun? Of what possible value is this in combat? Why do they do these things with their gun? And then I realized you're not supposed to drop your gun.
Yeah.
Ever.
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 Yeah.
So if you twirl the gun and you don't drop...
Sometimes I want a bit larger screen, but this is truly pocketable. So this, I don't want anything larger in the pocket, on the sides, or in the back pocket compared to this. So sometimes a bit better speaker, if I don't have my AirPods on me and use the speaker. And what I also don't like about the 13 is that the camera is a bit thicker than on the 12 on the back. So this is, I don't know, I mean, Samsung solved that a couple of years ago when they had a camera on the back like this, and I think the new Google phone has it, the Pixel 6. I think there's like one strip on the back, but it's also too thick and too large, and yeah, small thing. But other than that, I don't miss the headphone jack anymore. No, it's good. If you like this channel, subscribe. If you don't like this channel, I don't know, watch another video on YouTube. There are lots of videos out there, I'm pretty sure. But still leave a comment and let us know what you would like to see. And if you really like that stuff, also leave a comment. But if you now have to clean up your setup, your room, or like, I don't know, follow Elmo, Yannick's dog, on Instagram, you should definitely check it out. And Yannick has some pressure to like start with an Instagram account. And I'll see you guys next week.